Hello. Welcome to Lily's News. My name's Lily, and it's Friday, and it's 5:05. I'm late. I'm so sorry. It's 5:05, and it is time for the news. Hello, Crystalline. Glenn, how are you? The Lone Wanderer's Bunker. Hello. Welcome. Demi, how are you? I hope you guys are well. I am pooped, and the left side of my brain feels like it's trying to break free from my skull. So, sorry, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was the cold or anything, but boy, does my head hurt. Okay, so welcome back to Lily's News. We have stuff to talk about. If you are not already subscribed to Insane Games TV, go ahead and subscribe, hit that like button, and talk to me in the chat. I'd love to see you guys, hear you guys, chat with you. We have a couple of things we're going to cover today. I'm going to go over Adam Jonson, the hockey player who unfortunately lost his life to an incident on the ice. We'll just maybe do just a little touch on Sam Bankman-Fried. I want to talk to you guys about this TikToker, the internet sweetheart. I am obsessed. So we're going to do a little bit of that. I have a little chat about Bruce Willis, and then maybe we'll get onto the Keith Lee stuff and the woman who in Australia who served the wrong mushrooms. Maybe we'll get into that. We also have a missing person, Chelsea Grimm, that we have to talk about as well. So we had a lot on the plate today, so let's go ahead and get started. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. I hope your week went well. So Adam Jonson was a hockey player. He was currently playing in England for the Nottingham Panthers when another player from the opposing team was checked and reacted by removing his feet from the ice, which was actually quite unfortunate. And unfortunately for Adam, the other players' skate went high enough in the air and it hit Adam in the neck. It was immediately a horror scene, unfortunately. I'm not going to show you anything, even an edited version of the video, but it was quite terrible. So he got nicked in the neck by a skate. And I've been watching the story make its way through the internet, and it of course started as an extremely tragic and traumatizing event for his teammates, his family, his friends, and the spectators who were at the game, of course. And then when the video of the accident went around on the internet, people started examining the incident itself. They started looking at the players and what exactly happened. And it quickly turned into a massive headline, and people started speculating that the other player, Matt Petgrave, committed this act intentionally. That was the speculation on the internet. And I've seen the video, and it did look a little strange to me. And that Petgrave kicked his leg so high into the air was so weird. And like you're playing hockey, you know the equipment that you have on your feet is the same equipment that everyone else has. And the protective gear and padding and stuff that you have on your body is the same as everyone else has. Watching the video was very strange to me. I've watched a lot of hockey. It was really the only sport I was into when I was a kid. And to see a player not just kick his leg up, but kick his leg backwards so high was very, very interesting to me and very concerning. It did not make that much sense. I don't really know why that was a thing. I don't know why he acted that way, but it is, man, it's insane. It really was very, very weird. I don't know if you guys are familiar with hockey at all, but neck guards aren't mandatory, especially in the UK hockey league. But over in the States, they aren't mandatory. And so taking that risk of kicking your feet into the air with razor blades essentially on the bottoms of your feet is so reckless to me. And to me it looked like what happened to me, okay, so to me it looked like Matt Petgrave was doing sort of like a sidestep. So you know when like there's a dog or a cat underneath your feet and you take like a massive like sidestep to the left and to miss the dog, but to also make space for like your other leg to come in because you're doing like a little skip around them. And so when Matt got checked by a third human being, it looked like he was doing that to try to miss being checked by him on the ice. And when he did that, his leg went so high in the air that behind him was Adam Jonson, who got nicked. I don't want to say nicked. He got gravely injured, enough to where it took his life after he went to the hospital. During surgery, they just were not able to stop the bleeding, unfortunately. Yeah, let me pull this article up. Let me pull this up and see. Let's see here. Okay, so there's been a lot of to see it happen to your family member, like wild. Wild. I can't even I can't even really wrap my hand. There's been incidences like this throughout the history of hockey, but unfortunately this one ended fatally. So there is a call now to make neck guards mandatory, which obviously we need to make neck guards mandatory because this has happened. I mean, it happened once. My audio is back. Oh, okay. So there might be a thingy. Okay. Okay, so there might be a thingy with my thing. Okay. Interesting. Thank you, the Lone Wanderer. Appreciate it. So yeah, so there's a encouragement to make neck guards mandatory because currently they are just recommended, which is kind of crazy. Now, are neck guards perfect? No, but will they potentially help in a situation like this? Yes. But no piece of equipment is perfect. You still need to be able to move your neck. You still need to be able to move your head. You still need to be able to look around. And I know there can be some pushback from players like, oh, it's gonna stifle my game or this and that and this and that. I get it, but this has happened one too many times, and it's not it's not okay. It's not okay. But there also has to be responsibility taken by the player who took his feet off the ground, as in took your ice skate and threw it up into the air. Which I don't know. This is one of the most astounding things. I can't even like comprehend it happening. There being like 3,000 people there watching. Absolutely terrifying and absolutely horrific. But so let's talk about Chelsea Grimm. Let me pull up a picture of Chelsea here. So Chelsea Grimm is a young woman who is currently missing. So she has a interesting story that I think you guys might be a bit interested in. Okay, so let me just pop up her. So she's 32 years old, and she is currently missing. So let's break down the kind of series of events that we have here. So she was from West Coast. She was flying out to New York or Connecticut. Her family's in Connecticut. There was a wedding in New York that she was going to be flying out for in September. And she has been missing since September 30th. I just want to make sure I'm on the right thing. Okay, she's been missing since September 30th in Ash Fork, Arizona. She was last seen going from San Diego to Connecticut, and she had plans to fly to Connecticut for a wedding. But then she emailed her dad that she was going to drive across the country. She said she couldn't fly because she had a little bearded dragon, which is like a lizard, little lizard guy. She had a little bearded dragon, and she couldn't take her pet on the plane, so she needs to drive. And she emailed that to her dad. Okay. And then she told her parents a few days later that oh, okay. Let me tell give me 1 second. Let me let someone who can probably fix that know. Oops. Okay, I sent a message. I won't open anything so that my audio doesn't go out. So since she had her bearded dragon, she was going to drive. And then a few days after, about 2-3 days after, she messaged her parents that she wasn't going to make it to the wedding because she was still only in Arizona. And she said that she was gonna do some camping. Now she's she's familiar when it comes to camping. It wasn't like a random thing like I'll camp. She's familiar and she's up to date with the camping. Do you want me to pull up a browser to? Yeah. Okay, let me just. Okay. How's that sound? Can you hear me at all? Is there anything playing in the back? This is Christina. uh, it sounds good. Okay. Thank you. Okay, I think we fixed it, guys. So she's not like new to camping. It wasn't like a new thing for her. But still kind of weird. Like this whole story is just kind of very weird to me. So, let's see. There was body cam footage from a police officer interacting with Chelsea Grimm outside of a cemetery, which I thought was really interesting. I hear you. Okay, good. So there was this body cam footage of a police officer approaching Chelsea Grimm's car because someone called in that it was kind of suspicious and like they really didn't know what was going on. And so she spoke to the officer and you could hear and see that she's been crying and has been kind of upset. And he says, like, what's going on, ma'am? And she's like, oh, I was doing a photo shoot in the cemetery. She was working on a project for the lost and forgotten people of this country. That's what she said. And so the police officer empathizes with her and, says, like, yes, this can be quite an emotional place. I guess it was maybe like a cemetery for veterans, people who have served the country. And so she was a bit emotional. And this body cam footage was from September 28th. She was a bit emotional. But she didn't seem like big sad. She did seem that she was just kind of moved by what was going on. He, of course, did the whole, have you smoked any weed? And she's like, yeah, earlier. Like, what? And so, like, I just have to mention that if I'm mentioning the story that was also said. But to me, that doesn't change anything in the situation. She was emotional from the situation, she was saying, but she wasn't like in a bad place. She was in a good place where she was able to recognize, what the cemetery represents and means, and that moved her to tears. And she said she was going to sit on the side of the road probably another 15-20 minutes, just kind of gather herself, because she didn't want to drive since it was nighttime and cry and put other people in danger and herself by, driving recklessly and whatnot. And like, I understand that. Pull over. If you're in an emotional state, don't be on the road because you're driving and you got the tears and then the lights and everything's already fuzzy. And that's respectable. He then informed her that there was a Love's gas station where she could spend the night in her car at, and she would be, ideally perfectly safe, that it was a safe spot. It's like a truck stop, so there wasn't anything there that would be dangerous for her, because she wasn't allowed to camp within city limits, which she was in city limits, and so all of that. And then she showed the cop her bearded dragon. He's like, oh my god, that's so cool. So there was that interaction that is on tape, on recorded, for Chelsea Grimm. Her parents have done a couple of interviews. Her parents said that since her breakup, she wasn't completely even, which was her father's words, which is very insanely descriptive to me, because like, I get it, she wasn't even, it's like she wasn't balanced. She was out of balance. She was out of whack. It wasn't a normal situation. There was outward factors kind of changing quite possibly her daily experiences. And so like, when he said that, I can see how like in comments and stuff, people be like, completely even, like, what does that mean? I get it. I get it. And I think that's a very respectable way to refer to your daughter, your loved one, not doing so hot in a personal life situation and not outwardly saying like she had a terrible boyfriend and shit's all fucked up, like that type of thing. We completely even made a lot of sense to me. And that she was scared of this boy she was dating was in the interview. And that scared me for Chelsea. There were alleged posts on social media from the boyfriend, and her parents do not believe that she would hurt herself. So her quite possibly making the decision to drive instead of fly may have been because she wanted to pack up some stuff and get in a car. You can put a lot more stuff in a car than you can on a plane. She maybe just wanted more time to think, and maybe she's the type of person who's just kind of more of a free spirit and says, I'm not going to make it. I've been driving for 3 days and I'm just in Arizona type of thing. Like, I'm never going to make it to Connecticut if I keep up at this rate. So I don't really know. October 5th, her vehicle was found. It had 2 flat tires, and it was on a service road, and her car was locked. There was allegedly no sign of a struggle. But her mom did say that she had AAA. And so there was the question of like, why did she not call AAA? Was she out of phone service? Was her phone dead? Her phone was not found in the car, but her camera was. So her camera that she was taking these photos of, the cemetery and stuff, was found in the car. And that's where they got that last photo of her in the black shirt. She took a photo on that camera of herself, little selfie. So that's like the most recent photo of Chelsea Grimm that we have. There was a sighting at a motel. I don't have the specific date of this sighting at a motel. So it's security cam from the motel, and it's her checking in to a motel. And you can hear in this video that she has a little trepidation when it comes to using her credit card. She makes it known to the man behind the counter that she doesn't want to use her credit card because that's how she could be tracked. So that added a little fuel to the fire of maybe she doesn't want to be found. She is 32. She is an adult. You are allowed to not be where, you have plans to be. You're allowed to live your life and run away or camp or experience. You're allowed to do that. But when it comes to the people who love you and care about you and see you and talk to you, it's always good to tell them that you're okay when they worry. Now, do I think that she decided to run away? No. Do I think that there are outlying factors to why she might be at a motel concerned about being tracked? Yes. Do I know what they are? Absolutely not. And so if you have information, if by any chance, hi Tommy, how are ya? So if somehow someone who has information about Chelsea Grimm has found this video, please contact the Coco Nino, I believe it's CONINO County Sheriff's Office. It's hard to see someone your age go missing in such strange situation like this. It also very much brings back the setting of the Gabby Petito case. We all remember the Gabby Petito case, the young woman who went out to the state park. She was van lifing with her fiance, and unfortunately never made it home to her family due to her fiance taking her life and then taking his. Tommy says, I'm good, going live from bingo in an hour. Oh, very fun, Tommy. I hope you're feeling better. So it's coincidental, but Gabby Petito, some of the last images and thoughts that we have from Gabby Petito is the body cam footage of the police officers talking to her and Brian separately when they were pulled over because there was like an incident and weird driving stuff going on. And if the cops followed like the rule book, it would have been quite possibly a completely different end result to what we know as the Gabby Petito case. Now, do I think that the officer, from the snippet that I saw of the body cam, which may have been the whole interaction, may have not been the whole interaction, from what I saw in the body cam footage, I believe the police officer did a fantastic job talking to Chelsea. He was very even-toned, he was friendly, he was laughing, he made himself a comfortable person to talk to, and he listened. He didn't interrupt her very much, he didn't cut her off, he empathized with her, he was very friendly with her, he recognized that she wasn't necessarily impaired, but she was, she was cognizant enough to not be on the road when she's feeling emotional, which I think assured him that she wasn't in any sort of immediate danger, either driving or just existing. He could see the camera, and he was able to have a full, start, middle, end conversation with her. So, I don't know. I need some water. I have some on my set. Tommy says, Gabby Petito broke my heart. Her boyfriend and his family were monsters. Mr. Tommy's Tube says Natalie Holloway's mom will never have closure because the games Jordan played. Yes, unfortunately for Natalie Holloway, Natalie's family was able to, they were able to get like the taste of closure, but they weren't able to get all of that, what they desired. My head, my head is pounding, you guys. They weren't able to get what they deserved. And it's heartbreaking. It really is heartbreaking. Now, I have to say, should I? No, I'm not gonna. Should I play some of the interview with the parents of Chelsea Grimm? Should I play that for you? I don't know. And I think Natalie, Tommy says no, they'll never have her daughter to bring home. That's the sin. Yeah. And I know that from what I've seen of Natalie Holloway's family, they've had time to grieve and to like kind of think and manipulate their expectations. And I think that I think they're some of the strongest people ever. But knowing that, you'll never be able to lay your daughter to rest is really hard, is terribly heartbreaking. Everything's still good on technical side. Yes, everything's still good. So there was an interview, Law and Crime, I think, did one of them with Chelsea Grimm's parents. They were stoic. There were no tears. They were stoic is a really like how I would describe it. They were stoic. They stood there, answered questions, very straightforward. Someone's phone rang. They answered questions very straightforward, pretty emotionless. It was not a normal conversation or interview that you see when someone's family member hasn't been seen for over a month. So a lot of people that I saw were very confused by that. And I definitely think that everyone is able to experience these types of situations and express their experience and their current mental states in completely different ways. And I get that. And I too had a little bit of I'm uncomfortable with how they're responding, and how they are like physically just they were statues, they were statuesque in this interview. But I don't have any sort of degree or training or education in, like body language when it comes to someone's daughter missing for a month. I don't have that training. So I just kind of go on what my gut feels. And I didn't like it, but I've seen worse. What was his name? The Christopher Watts. That one made me, that made my skin crawl. This made me go, and, create some thoughts. So I'm going to stay on it. There's information that is coming out about, people trying to find Chelsea. And I think just kind of sharing her name, sharing her face. She may have been in Arizona in September, but it is now November. And if she is on the move, there's a possibility for anyone to come across Chelsea. And so if you do, get in contact with the Coconino County Sheriff's Office. Let's talk about Bruce Lee real quick, and then Bruce Willis. Oh my God, my head hurts so bad. Let's talk about Bruce Willis, and then we'll do something a little more lighthearted, just to kind of ease it in for the weekend, right? Okay, so Bruce Willis, as we all know, is one of the most iconic faces and names of all time. Bruce Willis is an actor that his impact has stemmed from generation to generation to generation, and he is he has frontotemporal dementia, and so his life is completely different than it was even just a year ago. He is losing his ability for speech. He's losing his teeth. He's going through the stages of dementia. And as humans who have consumed content since birth, we were carried in the arms of Bruce Willis through sighs and tears and wars. And I think that as a society, we should give him, his family, and loved ones space and support. I think going onto the internet and sharing your kind words, when you think of them, supporting the family's decisions, because we have to fully trust that they are making them with diligence and care. Like, we have to, you don't have a say, because you are not his wife, you are not his daughter, you are not his immediate family. So you have to understand that what is being done with his care and treatment is well thought out, is well planned, is well handled. And I would love to see his family and loved ones remember his wishes, though. They know him best, and they would know if he would want his personal journey to be shared online for the world to see, or if he would like the privacy and the fleeting comfort of his own home. And I understand taking videos and pictures for your own personal heart and soul, but I personally think sharing a visual representation of his rapidly declining mind and body accompanied by words of the same nature, might not be what he would have wanted. Because his daughter Tallulah made a very heartfelt post, reporting back to the world her father, Bruce Willis, his where he's at on his journey with his dementia. And it's not going well. It is rapidly and steadily declining. And along with a picture that doesn't not just, I don't know. It just made me feel, right? So sharing a picture of Bruce Willis, who's in this extremely extreme state. When you're next to him is I don't know. It felt very dark, and it felt not well intended, not ill intended, but not well intended. And it has been, I can no longer find it on like her Instagram or anything. And so I would hope that was sort of like a, hey, Tallulah, or anyone in your family, like, take one extra second to recognize that maybe, I don't know the man, you guys know him, but maybe he wouldn't want that. But you would know if he does. And now if he does, that's fine. But like, I don't know. To me, it just felt unnecessary. And I understand like the level of documenting, like, as a younger person, their journey with like an older loved one who is going through this or something similar, and hopes to share the sentiment that like we are not alone, and it's a universal struggle, but still understanding that the human who is suffering with a mind-altering illness may not have the cognition to consent. This is a very touchy subject, and it breaks my heart. Bruce Willis is way more than a celebrity. He was like the touchstone to the realm of imagination, like, so I think, I don't know. It's definitely a really tricky situation to be in. And I just don't think, let's see. I can top that. Someone showed an x-ray of my granddad's tumors in his lungs as a cautionary tale while I was trying to grieve. It was on social media. The Lone Wanderer's Bunker. I am so sorry. I think the world of the internet and being able to photograph and post anything that we want and can want and see, and it's there, take a picture, and the whole like, if like no picture didn't happen type of thing has just gotten so blown out of proportion. And to be trying to grieve the loss of a loved one and then having to see that's heartbreaking. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I would love to have, I think it's a good conversation to have as just humans who can conversate and understand people and listen and hear all the sides, because to me, I'm uncomfortable with it, and I would rather them take whatever picture, like family members take the pictures that they need and hold them close for themselves. It doesn't always need to be shared online. It's hard. Oh my gosh. How is it already 5:45? We've only been talking for 5 minutes. I feel like I've only been talking for 5 minutes. Okay, I have so much more to say. Let's talk about, let me pull this up here. I have to show you guys. I don't know if you guys know or understand what is actually happening. Sorry, there's a ruckus out there. Internet sweetheart. Okay, I have to show you guys this. This human is one of the most iconic. Let me just make sure. Okay. Don't scroll down too far. Great. Okay, let me... I'm so sorry. I have to show you guys this. Okay, it'll lighten the mood a little bit. Internet sweetheart has 222,000 followers. Is like, yep, I'm back again. Oh my God. Okay, so this human is the definition of petty in the most iconic way. And like, I literally have nothing bad to say. And this is kind of crazy, right? This is kind of crazy, especially going from like what I just said. But this is crazy because this man is wild. Okay. So we all are aware that everyone gets hate comments. Everyone, no matter what you could say, the sky's blue, and someone's going to be like, the sky's black, you idiot. You know, they're going to come at you. Everyone gets hate comments and everyone gets judged. And I have produced content on the internet long enough to whatever, do what you want to do. Because I literally can't stop you. So this human being has tattoos, and I think that is like the only thing. I don't know what else would be a problem, like for someone who's like a stick in the mud. This person has tattoos, and I guess some people see that as, oh my God, you're awful. But to me, I'm just like, okay, so your body's a canvas. Live. I don't know. Cool. So this person makes videos and they respond to their hate comments in the most iconic way possible. So let me see here. Let me see. Okay, let me just, okay, I have to find it. Let me get this off the screen because I have to find the one where I can't see you. Oh, I sent it. Oh, I have it. Why would he tattoo his face? I don't know. I don't know why anyone would tattoo their face, but I think it's just expression. I don't know. I personally wouldn't, but that's just a personal choice. I think it's extremely bold. But I don't have anything against it. Okay, let me get this for you guys. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, this is, and when I say this is like rancid, and a lot of people might be like, Lily, you're psychotic. Well, look. Okay, so this is a video responding to the comment that someone named Christina left for him. It says, I'm ready for, at Modern Day Angel, this person, to eat a LOL, he's a waste of oxygen. And this was his response. And this is pretty much the standard response. So he's kind of like a tattoo and a this you all in one, and it is absolutely...
I'm gonna walk away. Christina, do you think that maybe you've been paying too much attention to my TikTok and not paying enough attention to Brendan?
That's crazy, right? For someone to leave such an awful comment and have that as a past moment in your life, as to live a life where unfortunately your child has been taken away from you. And then this man responds with,
My head, I don't care, I paint the town red.
the way I actually screamed when I saw that. So this man responded to the hate comment with the tattoo of the child, of the photo of the child that the woman put online, property of CPS. I'm like, I can't even handle it. There's gotta be, I don't think there's a I honestly don't think there's a stronger, like, this you, like, this you response at all. Like, that decision is wild. And this is not the first nor the last of this creator on TikTok. And I literally, like, I don't have words for how, like, next level that is. And, like, all I can do is appreciate that level of petty. Because now it's like a thing. Like, now you have to, like, now people are trying to say the worst thing possible for him to, like, find something in your life and, like, have that tattooed on his body. But, like, but then get mad that he tattooed. The response to this is, how dare you get a child's face tattooed on your body? But, like, you know, this wasn't the first time. Like, this wasn't like, oh, we're gonna start this now. I can't. I'm like obsessed, and like, I can't find. Yeah, it's absurd. It's crazy. Like, it's wild. Yeah. But it's a picture that was on the internet that wasn't on, like, a private site, and he altered it a little bit. And so it's not like a rip, like, you're not stealing. So I can't, like, what are you gonna, you can't say anything other than, like, well played, because what are you gonna do to up it? You can't one up this level of petty, because there's literally I don't know where there is to go. Where is there to go? Where is there, because that man has a tattoo now, and so that man has a physical record. I can't. So I was talking to my boyfriend about it. And he's like, well, what happens when, like, he runs out of space? And I'm like, honestly, I don't know. He did the ultimate clapback. Like, this is the most, my head hurts so bad. I have such a headache, guys. He did the most ultimate clapback. And it is absolutely iconic. I literally can only respect it. I can literally only respect this level of petty, and I mean, the artistry is fantastic. Whoever he goes to, like, whoever does his tattoos is incredible. Round of applause, my man. Round of applause. So let's talk about, we don't have time to talk about the mushroom lady. But we do have time to talk about Keith Lee. You guys know Keith Lee. I think we've talked about Keith Lee a little bit before. So Keith Lee, I believe, was a boxer, but is now a food reviewer on TikTok. He reviews food. He's kind of like all of the followers, like millions and millions of followers. And he kind of opened the door to some major issues in Atlanta when it comes to the food service. Yes, Crystal, and yes, it's Internet Sweetheart. If you just put it on TikTok, Internet Sweetheart, he'll pop right up. It is so amazing. And, like, so, okay, like, I can say, like, maybe some of that man's tattoos go a little too far, you know? I saw one, we'll get to Keith Lee in just a second. I saw one where it was, someone said, like, last breath or something like that, or like chokes on something. And then Internet Sweetheart went and found the man who posted that, and one of his pictures, recent pictures, was like his father passing, like right before his father passed, and he was the oxygen mask and all the stuff, and that's tattooed on his body now. So it's wild and it's incredible, and you're welcome if you weren't aware of this human. It's so entertaining. So Keith Lee has opened the door to some massive problems that are seen and like well known about in Atlanta right now when it comes to the restaurant world. Keith Lee was with a couple family members. They went into a restaurant, asked for a table, were told it was going to be about a 90-minute wait. A couple minutes later, Keith Lee himself went into the restaurant, and just about immediately there's a table ready for him. And he said, you know what? No, thank you. I'm just a person. Why was it a 90-minute wait 5 minutes ago for my, wife or mom or something like that? And now there's a table immediately ready for me. I don't want to be treated like anybody. Like, I don't want to be treated like a celebrity or something. Like, I'm just a normal person. Treat me like everybody else. Why did it go from 90 minutes to something right there? So that has been a recognized issue by a lot of TikTok creators. And they're making some really great videos in response to the Keith Lee stuff that happened. And so this happened at the real milk and honey. The Real Milk and Honey restaurant in Atlanta. And so Keith Lee talked about that happening. The Real Milk and Honey then made a video, and it was basically just guffawing at the idea of Keith Lee having some masterful power when it comes to restaurants and whatnot. And then a lot of people start kind of poking fun at how restaurants, when they see Keith Lee or see the name Keith Lee, act on their best behavior, treat you friendly, shake your hand, say thank you and please, and give you clean silverware instead of dirty silverware, or actually take your order for food. And so there's been like this growing like TikTok. Oh my God, it's so good. Okay, let's just play some. How Keith Lee got restaurant owners in Atlanta. Let me pull this up because we're just gonna watch this one. This is so funny. This is by let's see, turn that off. Stop, thank you. It's from Durig Dev the Goat. I'll pull it full screen. I'll pull it this way, and then we can get the username and all the info on it, because I'm not Sniper Wolf. So it's Durig Dev the Goat. This is from 4 days ago, and it's titled "For Sure You're Right On." Hashtag Keith Lee, hashtag Atlanta, hashtag Milk and Honey. Oh my God. Okay. Let me get this full screen and I'll give this a play for you.
Asian. Let's get the pyramid. What you mean you shut down 2 stores already? Milk and Honey? I ain't like them anyway. You guys' location? Let's get the pyramid scheme. It's your pyramid scheme. Keep me posted. All right, man, I'm gonna go deal with it. I'm not about to lose my business because of y'all, so let's say it with me. Welcome to Dirty Bird. How may we assist you?
Welcome to Dirty Bird. How may we?
Try to do it now. I can see it now. I came to Dirty Bird. It was a bad experience because the food came in late. Had his shirt open. What's up with you, bro? Pretend I'm here. Let's pretend I'm here.
What's up, bro?
What's up?
Stop. That Keith Lee impression was so good with the with the triangle hands. It was so good. Oh man. So So yeah, so there's this clear energy of Keith Lee's in town, act right, but when there should be the full energy of you should just act right. There's this other great video. Oh no. Hold on. Let me just make sure. Oh no. Okay. All right. I have to go. All right, I have to go. We're going to cover the mushroom video, the mushroom lady next week. She is up for murder. Up for murder. I have to go. I love you guys. I will talk to you. I'll see you on Friday. Okay, I have to go. Goodbye.